Hi fashion lovers, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show us both how to draft and sew this stylish cycle dress. To start with, we're going to divide our waist plus sewing allowance divided by 4 and get a cycle or a flare shape. To pattern paper in the kind of a flare shape or I would say flare shape. After dividing, I have 5.5. Now I'm going to get my 5.5 and placing it in this form, in a cycle form. So at this point here, that's my 5.5 here. So the next thing I need to do, the length which I'll be working with is 15. That is, the total length is 15. But here I'm going to make it 13 because we're going to have a band of 2 inches. So 2 inches for the band, then 13 inches for the main length. That's 15. It's 13 that we're working with. 13. So then plus what we have here, that is the distance we have here, and the distance we have here is about 7.25. So the total of what we're going to have as a perfect cone now is about 20.25. So I'm going to make a 20.25 round to have a perfect flare. Is to join this together. Next thing I need to do is to cut it out. And if I'm cutting this out, I'm not going to cut at this point exactly because flare it tends towards to expand more when sewing. So I'm going to cut at least maybe like half of an inch or like a quarter beyond the main line. So I'm going to cut this and place it on the fabric. Have the front pattern, so I'm going to place this on another pattern to get the back one. So the difference between the front and the back is the zipper allowance. So I'm going to leave like 1 inch zipper allowance there, and which is at this point. So then trace this out or cut it out. So I'm going to cut this out. Let's have our back pattern. We have both the front and the back. So this is the back and this is the front. So when cutting, we cut 2 of these. While the front pattern is unfold. This is the front pattern. So what we're going to do for the front pattern now, to get our slit and the ruche point, we're going to determine which point we love. So either this point or this point, it depends on what you like. So now I'm going to use this point as the slit point, then this point at the ruche point. So to determine this, we're going to use our nipple to nipple distance. It depends on your nipple to nipple distance. Maybe 8, that will be 8 divided by 2, 4, or 6, 6 divided by 2, that's 2. But for this pattern, I'm going to use 5. So 5 divided by 2, that's 2.5. So I have 2.5 here. So since this is 2.5, I'm going to flip it to the other side and to determine the 2.5. So now I'm going to make a straight row here to determine each point. I'm going to give it a straight row to serve as a ruche. Then this point here will also serve as the slit point. I'm going to take this back to the fabric and show us what it looks like. My fabric plays on fold. This plays on fold, and this is the pattern for the front. The pattern on the front. So I'm going to put it in this form like this. Then I'm going to use pin to hold it down. Then afterwards, the next thing I need to do is to use my scissors, then cut the shape out. I also do the same thing for the back pattern. I'll just take one of these. Though we are cutting 2 of these, so I'm just placing this. So this is the zipper side. Is to cut out the slit point, and I'm going to determine how deep or how short I would love the slit. So it depends on the length you are working with or how you would like your slit. So now I just want to come up by 4 inch here for the slit 4 here. Then I'll come down to this point here and mark like half of an inch here. Then make a triangular point to the slit. Okay, I think I'll go beyond 4. Let me make it 5. So we're going to make the cutout here. So these are our slits. The other side here, we serve as the ruche point, and we're going to make a casing there. So what I'm going to do, I'll cut out a casing for this point here. And also here, we're going to have a facing there to have a neat finishing, because if we tend to like sew this, we're not going to have a neat finishing. So what we need to do is to get another fabric and make a facing. So I'm going to use this and make it facing there. So I'm going to place it like this, like this. Then cut it out. So I'm going to take it back to the sewing machine and sew this facing, attach the facing and also the ruched part also and sew it. So meanwhile, this is how to like place it. I'm going to place it in this form, then sew it all through. Sew through this line here, then flip to the other side. Use any gum to have a kind of neat finishing, because if I should sew it through this edge, it's going to show at the right side. So to have that fine finishing, I'm just going to use any gum to gum this part down and sew through this part here. I'm going to show us what it looks like. So this point here is our ruche point, and this is the casing that I'm going to make. So what we are going to do, we are going to place it up here. Then I'll take it to the machine and sew this point here. Then take this side too and also sew each edge, this edge, and also the middle point also I'm going to sew it on the machine. So we're going to have this point and this point for a strip to pass in, which will serve as our ruche rope, and this point here is the slit part of it. So let me take it back to the machine and sew it and show us what it looks like. Now here's the elastic casing and the slit part. The next thing I have to do right now is to insert the rope to this part, and also I'm going to backstitch at this waist point very well for it to like hold very well, like a thin part of it. And the next thing I need to do to take the front part and the back part and sew together and also attach the band. I'm going to do that and show us how it looks. So now this is the rich part of it. I'm going to fix the other parts too. See how it looks. And there's the back side of it here. So I'm going to fix this at this point here and take the other side also, fix it. And the zipper side, this is the zipper side. After I've done fixing both sides, this is the back side, this is the two back side. So the next thing for me to do is to measure the waist and also attach the band. And here's the band. I've done that behind the camera. So I'm going to take it back to the sewing machine and fix it in this form like this. I'm going to sew it with half of an inch around the waist of the skirt and turn it to the other side too, and also do the same thing with half of an inch And so that there's it. And the next thing after that, I'm going to fix the zipper. That is, I'm going to attach a zip at the back. I'm going to close the side, sew it up to this point, then fix the zip of the side of it and hem the down parts. This is the slit part and this is the ruche part. Yes, like draw the work. You need to fix the back.
Let me know what you think of today's video. I would like to know. Thanks for watching. Bye.